Those were actually his last words.
Oh God!
And the guy that was manning the door, he was like, "What?
Thanks, man."
Yeah.
Thanks. Man. All right. Did you say that?
Yeah, you're ready.
All right. Welcome to Previously On, a Damage Control podcasting production. I am Daniel, your host for today's show, and I am joined here by
Adam,
Cody,
Tyler."
Yeah, that's right. So Previously On is
Lennon, McCartney, Ringo,
George.
George. Shit.
Okay, hey.
I forgot the last one. I'm sorry.
Anyway, so here's
Why are you Lennon?
What did I say? No, I thought I was. Did I say George?
Yeah, you said Lennon.
I'm Lennon.
Yeah, that's what you said.
No, I want to be Ringo.
You gave Tyler a Ringo.
Yeah, I'm McCarthy.
No, I'm Ringo.
McCartney.
McCartney? Paul McCarthy?
I don't know. This just makes me think.
I'm not a big Beatles guy. I know he did that one song with Kanye that I actually kind of like, actually.
McCartney.
Okay,
no,
let's start the whole episode over again.
No, this is fine. We're rolling with it. It's
no,
perfect.
Fucking go.
All right.
Now
So
well, I should say this now. No.
Yeah. So the madness that you're listening to is Previously On, our one of our many game shows. So in Previously On, our contestants are tasked with answering a prompt with a movie or a response of some kind, making their own cinema. And then the judge,
two of the same letters.
Hey, don't spoil the game show.
Release
that one first before this one.
I'll release it.
Yeah.
Wait,
then if you,
I'll release. I was trying to do a Ringo accent.
No, you gotta do release the game show.
No, I was trying to do a Ringo accent. Hey, Paul, I'll release it. Sorry, okay. I'll shut up.
I just think of the Dewey Cox where they're all talking to the Beatles, and then you have Paul Rudd's really good John Lennon, and then Jack Black's horrible McCartney.
What it reminds me of is I think it's a Family Guy episode, but like Ringo writes a song and brings it to McCartney, and McCartney's like, "Oh, it's so great! We're gonna stick it right here on the fridge."
I wrote a song about an octopus.
Damn it! That's what I was trying to do.
All right. Anyway, so I've got to get through the rules here. All right. So our writers are given a prompt for a movie, and then they are able to write a movie, and then the judge selects a movie, and that person is the judge for the next episode.
And you're the judge?
Yeah, so I am the judge on this episode. So previously on, my pulp sci-fi King Arthur movie beat Cody's moonshining hillbilly version of...
In my defense, it wasn't hillbilly. There was a hillbilly character in it, but it was a distinguishing brewery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it had hillbilly elements. It wasn't necessarily hillbilly.
Okay, it was a hipster hillbilly.
Well, it was all about like whiskey making, right?
Yeah.
So they're all got to be hillbillies.
And he fucked his sister in there, so
right?
There's got to be some hillbillies.
Mm-hmm.
I said specifically that didn't happen.
Well, we said it in Tennessee it was going to happen.
Right. All right. So anyway, beat Cody's moonshining whiskey King Arthur, and then it also beat Adam's modern day King Arthur Green Knight parody of a crime hustling King Arthur and Guy Ritchie,
John Woo type,
casino movie.
Yes.
So
Green River. That's what we called it.
I did really like the name. I mean, it's no Captain Arthur and the Mists of Fear, but it's a good title.
That's true.
All right. So my task to them was, since you're either listening to this right around the holidays or just after the holidays, is they had to make a holiday movie.
Adam's gonna put this episode out like mid-July.
4th of July.
Yeah, mid-July would work. So the stipulations were it had to be about a holiday, or a holiday had to be a very important part of the storyline in some capacity, and they could not pick the same holiday as someone else. So they better have a plan B in case two people want to make a Flag Day movie.
I will shit myself if someone picked the holiday I picked.
Okay.
You did Rosh Hashanah too?
So it's first come, first serve, who wants to go first?
Before we go, a word from our sponsor.
Word from our sponsor.
Here's the story of the 1940 cars in a nutshell. Best Bets Buick.
Help, I'm in a nutshell.
See your nearest Buick dealer for complete details.
None of those pesky airbags or seatbelts.
It really drives home the point with the horns constantly blaring.
Are there Buick still around?
Yes.
Yes, Buick is still around.
Okay.
Yes.
Technically, every car is
Pontiac.
still around in some
Pontiacs
shape or
are-
form.
They don't make Pontiacs anymore.
One car that I recently found out about that I
Sure.
want to see if I could it'd be like a win the lottery thing is I want to get a Domino's mobile.
A Domino's mobile?
Apparently, Domino's had the idea of making mobile pizza cars that would make the pizzas in the car while they was bring them to you. And there's only like 5 or 11 in existence still.
Either 5 or 11. No
5
middle
to-
ground.
5 to 11. They discontinued it when they got rid of the 30 minutes or less policy.
Why didn't they just make it to where they keep it warm?
I mean, wouldn't like the car just? Isn't that just a terrible idea? Like you have a heated oven, so like if you get into a wreck, you have a
There's
super
a Nazi
heated
joke in
napalm
there
cheese
somewhere.
getting flung all over the place.
Like, I think it was back the time where you would see stuff movies like where you had the wacky scientist and like their car could do anything, sort of like a chitty chitty bang bang thing. So I think a lot of people were obsessed with that idea.
See, you can
fair.
just buy a Ford Pinto and have someone run to the back of it. It'll turn into an oven real fast.
Oh, it's
Wow.
that's how you get a car with aluminum siding and coating.
Fuck up.
All right, I'll go first.
All right, Adam, kick us off.
Okay. This movie takes
Rosh Hashanah.
no. This movie takes place. I don't know if you want to call it
Flag Day.
No, an alternate dimension or just it's a history revisionist. Okay, it's not okay. So there's that.
Is there a camera rolling down a hill?
Very close. So there's like what's super hot right now? Drones. Okay, so there's a drone shot going through the neighborhood. It's above shot, and you see a bunch of trick or treaters. So, and it's Halloween, obviously. So it's not like July and people are trick or treating.
So you chose Halloween, one of the big 3 that...
No, I did not choose Halloween. Okay, so it's Halloween. People are trick or treating, flying. It's just a nice overhead, you know, looking down shot. You see the neighborhood. It's like your classic Hollywood neighborhood. You know, there's no messy yards. There's like no you know, all the kids got like really cool costumes.
Yeah, the kind of neighborhood that definitely has an HOA.
That's what?
Has an HOA.
An HOA.
HOA.
HOA. A housing authority.
Yes, bingo,
Okay.
bingo.
Through everything I have ever heard of that, I will never live in an HOA.
I agree.
But that, hang on, before I go to the movies, they're not sanctioned by the government. So if they give you a fine, you just tell them to fuck off.
No, if you agree to be an HOA legally, I think a lot of the situation is you gotta fucking obey them.
Yeah, you sign a civil contract.
But I think there's a lot of loopholes you can get.
Oh,
around.
for sure. And you just don't sign the contract.
Anyway, you're flying through. Drone starts coming down lower, and it focuses on a family, mom and dad, 2 young kids, 11, 12. And then they come into the house, and they're like, "Oh, Halloween's over." The mom and dad's like, "Oh,
Dialogue is not a strong suit
yeah,
in this
yeah,
movie.
yeah."
Thanks, man.
I'm just workshopping. Mom,
I
and
got
dad-
some candy. Thanks, man.
Mom and dad's like, "You can have 2 pieces of candy." Thanks, man. Okay, you know, and they eat the candy. The kids go take off their costumes. They're going off to bed, pajamas, brushing their teeth. Mom and dad's taking down the decorations, turning off the lights, pulling the candy out from outside.
Damn, they tear down real fast. On
No
Halloween.
shit, right?
Well, no, this is kind of like turning off the lights.
They're
Not really
like,
tearing it
time for
down.
Christmas.
I mean, that reminds me of that movie Trick or Treat.
Mm-hmm.
Like the couple comes home and the guy who's like really big into Halloween's like, "Hey, let's watch a Halloween movie," and the girl's like, "Nah, fuck this. We're gonna tear up all the Halloween decorations on Halloween night after trick or treating."
Oh, I forgot to mention.
Damn.
This is another thing I forgot to mention. I wanted to do something different. I usually do like gritty, dark, or I do like a hardcore, scary.
Mm-hmm.
This is my second attempt at like a crass humor one. Hopefully not a pedophile one this time. It's along the lines
Well,
of
why'd you
probably.
phrase it like that?
because my last attempt got accused of being pedophilia.
Yeah. So if you don't know what Adam's talking about, make sure you check out the anthropomorphic episode on Previously On where Adam makes a incredibly pedophilic movie on accident.
Yes.
You can find that episode on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and SoundCloud.
And so anyway, this is along the lines of what's that Seth Rogen movie about the end of the world?
Oh, this is the end.
This is the end.
I just watched that.
Okay, so it's along
I
those
really
lines.
enjoyed that one.
It's
It was
a
alright.
it's a really it's a really crass humor. It's not meant to offend anyone, but it is what it is. It's not pulling punches. It's just going to be a crass humor movie. So anyway, so the kids they shuttle off the bed. Parents go shuttle off the bed, and then and then it fades to black, fades back in or whatever. And it's the middle of the night. It's kind of like an omniscient shot floating through the house, and you can hear these chants. You can't really hear the words, but someone's chanting. There's like a rhythm to it. There's a chant to it. And then we come into the kids' room, and it's like, Frank, do you fucking hear that? He's like, yeah, well, what is that? Why am I kid? My name's Frank. It sounds like an adult name, but his name's Frank. and
Why are you guys cussing so much?
Okay, stop for a sec.
Yeah.
Take a deep breath.
No, I gotta go.
No, take a deep breath.
I gotta go. So Harold's like, it's
Frank
Harold.
and Harold?
Frank and Harold, yeah, they're
Yeah,
all
Frank and Harold,
the
okay.
kids, okay.
Old time
Okay, Frank and Harold, Halloween. Okay, that's the only details I've gotten so far.
Yeah. They're like, hey, what is that? And I'm like, I don't know. And like you can hear it's like a rhythm, like you can hear it, So they're like, fuck, what is that?
Wait a minute. Are there springs squeaking too? In
No.
addition to
Okay, I accidentally made that into dirty, but that was not meant to be dirty. No, you just
The chanting is oh.
Oh my god, I think Mom's in trouble.
so
Frank, Harold, let's go save Mom.
so Frank and Harold get up out of bed, and they're slowly going through the house. You hear the creaks of the floorboards. They get out their phone, which is like a big like June bug grandma phone, because they're not allowed to have an iPhone, and they got the little flashlight going.
Okay, so these are
How young are
kids.
these kids?
11.
Okay.
So they're going through.
So these are kids with parents that don't understand the modern trend of technology.
It's
like,
an alternate.
hey mom, can I have a phone?
It's an alternate dimension. Remember, it's an
alternate
reality.
dimension.
It's not this world.
It's not this world.
It's Earth 420.
I like how Cody's just repeating the last couple things.
Oh, it's Earth 420.
Oh yeah, Earth 420.
This movie takes place on Earth.
This
420,
movie
69.
takes place on Earth.
42069.
42069.
Blaze it up, galaxy.
Blaze it up, galaxy.
360 no scope universe.
360 no scope universe.
Okay, this is gonna be really long if we don't keep doing it. Okay, so
Okay, so
People are going to be listening to this. Why is this in surround sound? This
Right?
is really good.
Okay.
They
So-
really up the audio quality.
So it's Halloween. We have two kids around 11 and 12.
yeah.
Okay, we have a June bug phone. This is the only details we've gotten so far.
Well,
Yeah?
you all keep interrupting me.
Yeah, because you keep recapping.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, every 4 seconds. I feel like I'm.
Okay, so alternate universe, Halloween. They come into the house. They tear down everything. Kids go to bed, brush their teeth, get up. Frank, Herbert.
Frank.
So what you're saying is there are two kids at 11 that Frank and Harold.
No, wait. What did I say they were? Harold. Frank and Harold.
Harold.
Frank and Harold. So
They walk down the hallway, squeaky floor, jitterbug phone.
So this is like
And it's a drone shot. Okay.
So this is like midnight, 3 a.m.
So
type.
previously on Daniel 1. Okay.
So they're walking down the hallway, and the chanting's getting louder, and they're like, "Oh, it's coming from Mom and Dad's room, right?" So this is like midnight, 3 a.m. type shit. Okay, so it's actually after Halloween. So they're walking.
So it's like All Saints Day or All Hallows Day, whatever the fuck the day after Halloween is.
Sure, and then they open the door to their mom and dad's room, and they're like, "Oh my god, what the fuck's going on?" And the camera pans over, and mom and dad are butt ass naked, candles lit everywhere. They're just staring at each other, like doing like a chant. And they're like, "We will be strong. We will survive. We will be strong. We will right." And then like they're like, "Oh my god!" So they freak out and they cover themselves up. And then Frank and Harold's like, "What's going on?" And they're like, "Oh, sweetie, you're too young. You don't know. But let me tell you the story of why we do this." So they come over.
Who's playing the mom?
Right. I was just about to ask that.
Yeah.
Like, we get a full frontal shot of the mom. We need to know who's playing
and
her.
you get full
Okay, are we getting hot full frontal mom, or are we getting realistic full frontal mom? Which is still hot.
I don't understand.
Explain the difference.
Yeah, what's the difference?
Go ahead, Cody.
I don't want a supermodel.
He wants to know if gravity's taken effect yet.
Yeah, it's literally just if a woman takes off her clothes. There's no special makeup.
Okay, so we're not getting. Oh yeah.
We're not defying gravity.
Yeah, and we'll have to have a trimmed bush because no shaved. Otherwise, it'll be double X. So it's got to have a little bit of bush.
Okay, so that's what I meant. I
And
didn't
the
want.
guy-
That's what Cody was curious about.
And
Was
the
the
guy-
bush.
Bush quality.
Yeah.
And the guys has to be flaccid. Otherwise, you can't have a hard dick. To be
We've all
flaccid.
been there.
Right?
So then anyway, we'll get the cat.
Toothpaste. Toothpaste. That's a different movie.
We'll get the casting later. Okay.
Okay.
So these
I
people
don't know.
are.
I'm going to get really pulled out here.
These
if it's
people,
not.
well, they pulled out later. So the mom and dad are like in their 50s, okay? So then they're like, oh, come here, sweetie, we'll tell you what's going on. So they said, of course, they put robes on and
Man.
shit.
They're late in life having kids.
Yeah, well, they were taking care of their careers. Okay, so
What are their careers?
mom and dad, gynecologist and proctologist.
Oh man,
So-
one's got tunnel vision.
The stink in the pink. So
I guess
anyway,
they both have tunnel vision.
so mom and dad put on the robes and they're like, come here, and they sit on the bed and start telling the story. So then the movie flashes back like 15 years, so they would be in their 30s something. Anyway, so it's Halloween again, and it's the mom and dad when they're 15 years younger. They don't have kids.
Are they in the same house?
Yeah, sure. And
What car do they drive?
it don't matter.
Okay.
So anyway, it's Halloween. They're trick or treating. All of a sudden, we get like a Orson Welles radio broadcast about the end of the world and aliens. But it turns out they're fucking real. There are actual aliens attacking, and these aliens are like they're like giant eyeballs, right? So they kind of look like the green monster from Monsters Inc.
Okay.
Their eyeballs,
Mike Wazowski.
their eyeballs, and they got. This is how I pictured them. I initially pictured because I want to do something different, but I like Mike Wazowski. So, but their eyelashes on the bottom, you think are eyelashes, but they open up and they're actually their teeth. They got like an overbite, so their eyelashes are actually their fucking mouths. Okay, does that make sense?
Sorry.
Yeah, that's
Alright.
fucking badass sounding
Okay, I thought
monster,
he wasn't
actually.
doing horror.
I'm not.
You're not.
I'm not. So
He also
anyway,
said he wasn't doing Halloween.
I'm not doing Halloween.
I'm still waiting.
Okay. So anyway, so it turned out this Orson Welles type radio broadcast is legit, and there are fucking aliens coming in
The aliens are fucking?
and attacking the world. Yes, they are. So
Tentacle rape scene.
so it turns out that these aliens are milking the men and fertilizing the women, and when they're doing this, they're mixing their DNA because it's the stereotypical sci-fi thing, right? They're dying, and they've realized that their species is fucked up. They can't evolve. So they take the human race and they're mixing. Go ahead. Who said something? Oh, so they're milking the men.
I think that was your conscience.
Oh, they're milking the men and taking the semen and
So when you say milking the men, we're...
that or jiggling the prostate.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna have a scene.
Now Cody's gonna recap the entire movie.
No, like
Yep.
no, we're gonna have. You want this to be crass, so let's add some stuff to make it a little bit more crash.
Okay.
Let's have a scene where it's like War of the Worlds, people are running, and then you have the one guy who's like the sexual deviant, like, oh no, don't capture me.
Please don't use the probe on me. Let me bend down and tie my no. Okay, so
I knew it. It's National Girl Scout Founders Day.
no, not yet. So anyway, this is the next day. And the world's decimated. Like, guys are being jerked off left and right.
Sounds like hell. God, what an awful future this is.
Girls are being inseminated with this combination of, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Girls are being inseminated.
You know what makes... never mind. I'll save it for later.
Visual effect.
I'll save it for later. Sorry.
Girls
I'm
are
sorry.
being inseminated with this like mixture of semen and alien smegma, I guess, and they're producing.
Do you know what that means?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I work at a nursing home. Of course, I know what that means.
All right.
And these aliens don't have a 9-month birth cycle. It's like almost like xenomorph levels. It pops out of them.
So are they going to die?
The women,
If you
Yeah.
let him tell
Yeah.
the story, Cody.
the women die. So that's why we got to stop it, because most people are like, oh, it's not hell. Guys are being jerked off. Yeah, well, the fucking women are having their wombs ripped open. So, and then there's also scenes. So
Still not hearing a problem.
So the following the following weeks, there's like women, there's like guys like fucking their women. There's like aliens in the closets going, oh, getting ready and shit to get the semen. So anyway, they got to fucking put a stop to it, and they're like, everyone's like, hey, we can't procreate anymore.
Oh God!
We can't procreate anymore.
It's No Nut November.
Yeah. and so anyway, so
Are you serious now?
so the government comes in and is like trying to put a stop to this, and it's looking like the world's gonna end, right? And because what's the strong?
I hate to say it, but no one else should have to go.
But so what's the,
Why did you?
what's the strongest?
Oh.
What's the strongest drive? It's a sex drive, and the government's like, we got to stop, and people are like, we like to fuck, we can't stop, and so there's like these alien human hybrids being born. There's these fucking eyeball floating human or aliens floating around. It's looking like the world's in. It's looking like it's going to end. The world's fucking decimated. It's coming towards the end of November, and then all of a sudden, the alien and the alien hybrid just start dying. Just like falling over, dying. And finally, the scientists are like, I think it's the fucking gonorrhea. It's gonorrhea that killed them. It's gonorrhea that killed him. So anyway, and then it comes back to the kids, and then you see the kids, and the kids got like, and the mom and dad's like, and that's why we celebrate No Nut November in the movie. Anyway,
That's fucking amazing.
I thought I
Holy
had a fucking
shit.
chance.
and
Oh, that's so good.
so that's what the chanting.
Wow.
That's what the chanting was. We will be strong. We will, because they're attempting. They're giving each other temptation by standing across from each other naked, because they're tempting each other, and they're chanting, "We will be strong. We will survive," by resisting the temptation.
Yeah.
Wow, it's real bad when Adam comes out of the gate. I was real happy with mine. Like I
Yeah.
thought mine was pretty good. Now I'm just like, oh.
I'm like, I don't think mine was
I
the
don't
best, but
want-
I
I don't
thought I
wanna
had a
go
good
anymore.
idea.
Man.
Wow, that is a strong opener. That is great,
The
Adam.
only reason one thing I will say, Tyler, be with me, is No Nut November a holiday?
That's up to him. I would classify it as.
It's definitely not a federal holiday. I give it that one.
I mean, Brazzers celebrates it. So if Brazzers celebrates it,
Does
then-
Brazzers actually celebrate it? What do they do to celebrate it?
I don't know. They change their little mask.
They
Oh, do
they
they?
do the no cum challenge, where they'll do like a compilation of scenes, and just like you are to get through that whole compilation without nutting.
Doesn't happen.
All right, so
it would be funny if they gave away premium for free, or something like they did during the pandemic.
So NC-17, obviously.
No, I mean it's a hard R, no pun intended, but
Well, you're going to have kids walking in and seeing their parents naked, so I
Right.
think that immediately classifies.
well, it's going to be shot, and I mean they're the kids, the acting kids can either be,
So they're going to be 20-year-olds playing 13-year-olds.
or you're going to film it to where you just see them open the door, cut to a different camera shot where the kids are no longer involved,
And then we're going to tell the kids, okay, now act like you just saw your parents naked. And one kid
No,
like,
yeah, I mean, that's
Yeah.
how those shots are shot usually.
Or you just say, act like you just saw something. I mean, they don't have to go into detail.
So we have to cast the 50-year-old parents and then the younger, or I mean,
I'm not going to just de-age them. Like, makeup. I mean, make
we-
them look older.
I guess we
Yeah.
could, yeah. I guess we could.
Okay, so who's, more importantly, whose bush are we saying?
I don't know. Well, I do know this. Kate Winslet can no longer grow a bush because she got in trouble it was after Titanic, and she had to do a full nude scene, and the director asked her, said, can you please This is according to her on that. What's the British talk show where they sit on a couch? Is that Graham Norton?
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so this was on that show, and she said it was very awkward conversation because the director came up and said, "Hey, do you have?" And she's like, "I can't. I had it lasered off. I can't grow it. I mean, it'll take forever. It's because that was the fashion back in the late '90s, early 2000s." And he goes, "Well, you'll have
Move like a Barbie.
You'll have to wear a merkin because with no pubic hair down there, the sensors it'll turn it into an X." So it was to her it was a funny story about how she had this conversation with the director. So we have it can't
Not enough.
So anyway, it cannot
Had
be Kate
to wear a
Winslet.
vagina wig. Yeah.
It cannot be Kate Winslet. That was a long way of saying it.
Or we just put her in a vagina wig.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Like,
I want Steve Lemmy to play the dad.
You want Steve Lemmy to play the dad?
Yes.
Is he going to
Steve
have
Lemmy?
the mustache?
Oh, well, yeah. Why wouldn't he?
Is he going to have the mustache in the past?
maybe he's just
Yeah.
starting to grow it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's Steve Winnet?
He's Mac from Super Troopers. He's in Broken Lizards. He's in.
Oh, okay, that guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so woman. Who are we gonna have play the woman? Throw some ideas out. Oh, so Sofia Vergara just did a nude scene. Demi Moore just did a nude scene in The Substance. She's 60 though, but who else had just done a nude scene? Megan Fox just did her first nude scene.
There's no way I could believe Megan Fox is 50.
Yeah, that's true. Good point.
Yeah.
I forgot about the 50. Who else?
Reese Witherspoon.
No, not since she did that shit to her face. She looks like an alien. Or no, was it Reese? No, that's the other one. The one who's Bridget Jones.
Meg Ryan?
No, you're thinking of Renee Zellweger.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Okay, Reese Witherspoon. Let's do
All right.
Reese Witherspoon. Reese Witherspoon and Steve Lemmy.
That's a hell of a combination.
Yeah.
They'd make cute kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. I'm in for that.
And I don't have a title. I don't. I was thinking of one. I was thinking of but we usually come up
Hands
with
off.
Hands off.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, hands off.
Smegma's real. Hands off. Subtitle: The Smegma's
So,
real.
like how you drug it out, how long are we going to get before we realize it's No Nut November?
I think probably you'll have to advertise it in the trailer. I don't think this is something you can.
Yeah, that's not a rug pull kind of thing. That
Yeah.
is. I mean, you've got to release it November 1st.
Yeah. You can maybe rug pull it in the trailer, but I don't think it's something you can do.
So, is it going to be like a sudden invasion, or we're going to have like aliens are sort of observing us daily life? You have an eye looking at people through the closet fucking.
Yeah, we could probably do that. Like we do like October 30th, October 29th, start there where there's like a few scenes of like peeping Tom aliens.
Like signs.
Yeah, and then it's like October 31st.
You have a government scene where like they're sitting like a war room and like you do like the cliche thing where it's like
There's no fighting in the war room.
where it's like they like lay down photos and it's like a famous photo and there's like some like they put like the alien eye in the background.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where it's just stupid.
The lighting doesn't match.
Yeah, it's like stupid shit like that. It's like, oh, here's our first notice, and it's like the JFK assassination.
Yeah.
There's like an alien like wearing a hat just like over here.
Yeah.
Okay, so the two things I want to do with this movie
All right.
is one, I want to have the aliens like producing some sort of aphrodisiac mist.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the other thing I want to do with the trailer, and I want to shoot the trailer like a super horror movie, and like do the chanting of the beat. So like you have like a scene and it's like, we were strong, we will survive, and then like you get this
fades in and out like a heartbeat type with the rhythm of the chanting.
right, and then like they just keep repeating that as the sound for the trailer.
Yeah.
And then like just shoot it super serious, and at the end it fades in like hands off, a No Nut November story or something.
That's what it is. A No Nut November. Yeah.
We're going to have to put a disclaimer on this episode.
Why?
Like, one of our viewers has said that a lot of our material lately has been real sexual.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, from the start.
Yeah.
What's their name? We'll write them a letter.
I'll let them know.
Okay.
So that's my admission. That's my submission.
Well, congratulations, Adam.
Okay.
That's a real strong opener, Adam. I really like it. Okay. Who wants to go next? And now you cannot do a No Net November.
Well, there goes my movie. I'll go next.
Okay,
I'll be a semi-hard second.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So
Give us that toothpaste tube.
I want the movie to open up like early 2000 style, where it's like so the setting is a small town, like 1,000, 2,000 people, like not anything bigger, and so it's got the camera panning through everywhere, and then I want it to like the who directed the Eric Bana Incredible Hulk.
Oh, not John Woo, Ang Lee.
So you know how like in that movie, like it literally like splits down and becomes like a comic book where like sections the screen off. It does that, and so like it comes like the camera's coming through, and
Do you know why they hired Ang Lee to do the Hulk?
No.
Because the Hulk is angry, so they got Ang Lee.
You already won this episode. Please don't do puns.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
okay,
I like puns.
So
Yeah,
and
you
Adam,
didn't like that one,
you
though.
can't.
That one
I
was
saw
bad.
your
say
face.
you know what holiday it is
Okay.
because you always ruin everything.
Okay. All right.
And so the camera's coming through the town, you know, credits are coming up on the screen, blah, blah, blah. And then it comes to these two houses situated right next to each other. That's when the screen splits. And on one side you have our main male character, our main female character.
Okay. Do you have them cast? Or are we going to have that later?
The Sophie Turner is the chick.
Man, Sophie Turner's getting a lot of play in
Yeah.
this.
And I don't know who our main male character
Who
is
picked
right
Sophie
now.
Turner last time? Was that
I
you?
did, yeah.
Oh,
She was
okay.
making one of your...
She was scratching her head with her foot.
That's right. That's right.
But so then like and everything syncs up on them. So like both their alarm clocks go off at the same time, and that's when our opening music plays, and it's Why Do Fools Fall in Love?
Okay.
And then you know they both sit up, and then you know it's his name comes up on his side of the screen, her name comes up on her side of the screen, and everything's kind of like done like side by side. You know, they both get ready. You know, they're not doing it because they know that they're doing it at the same time. It's just like one of those movie things to show that they're both in sync.
Like the. Do you want me to hit something? Am I supposed to like the Hobbs and Shaw movie?
I haven't seen it,
Oh, okay. All right.
but it's like like he's brushing his teeth when she's brushing her teeth. You know, they're both singing badly in the shower. You know that type of thing.
Should I know what it is by now?
No.
Oh, okay.
So then they both walk out at the same time, and they have like their little meet cute type thing. Their will they, won't they. I have specifically written here that the main character's name is Marvin. He's your everyday. He's not Adam ugly, but he's not Daniel handsome.
All right.
And then your female character is, I wrote her name, Selena. She works at a bank. He's a mechanic. You know, like I said, they have their little meet cute. You kind of get this will they, won't they type sexual vibe between them. You know, and then they split off on their main, and one goes this way to work, and one goes that way. And that's when the screen comes together and focuses on Marvin, the main character. So he's at his garage talking to his boss, Mitch, played by Jake Johnson, and they're having a conversation. It's typical, and he's just like, I'm gonna get Selena tonight. I'm gonna make everything's gonna work out. All this planning. Everything's gonna be perfect. And we kind of go through and do like a little exposition type thing, and then it's going to time is going to reverse to where you can see it, but it's going to kind of I don't know how to do it, but so we divided and went and saw what he did during that time frame. We're going to kind of go to where she veered off, and then fill in and kind of see like her go about her day. People like her. She's on the phone. She's like, I'm so ready for tonight. It's gonna be the perfect romantic evening. Blah 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 blah. And then we're gonna come back together, and it's gonna be her, in her house getting ready for a romantic evening. And the knock on the door opens up. It's not Marvin, it's Mitch. So it's not those two having a cute romantic evening, the two main characters.
Mm-hmm.
So and then all of a sudden there's another knock on the door, and the movie shifts from romantic movie to a horror film. So like,
wait. So the girl, the one that answers the door, right? But instead of you're expecting Marvin, it's Mitch, but it's still the same girl.
Yeah, it's still the same girl.
Okay.
So then there's a knock on the door. It interrupts her evening, and Mitch is like, "Oh, I'll get it. Don't go anywhere." And he comes to the door, and door bursts open, and there's a huge fight, and
who's at the door, or do we not know yet?
You don't know yet.
Okay.
And like I said, it just turns into like kind of like a, he's like, run, get out of here. And so she leaves, and then it's kind of like a full on fight type thing, and then.
Okay, so just to make sure I've got the scene right, she was expecting Mitch, but
yes,
the audience was expecting Marv.
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
gotcha.
Right,
yes,
right,
that's
perfect.
the,
Okay.
Yeah. So it was kind of that twist, and so then,
What a twist!
So Mitch dies. So you still have Marvin, the main character.
Mm-hmm.
So Marvin's just I gave it away. Marvin's the killer.
Right.
So,
yeah, I thought that was kind of a.
Well,
okay.
I did it for Cody.
Gotcha.
So, so
I was kind of confused there.
Eventually, like you're going through town, like she's trying to get away. Like I said, it's a small town. Like,
should I know the holiday yet?
No,
it was National Stalkers Day.
Well, he made it sound like don't say no.
I just didn't want you to yell it out.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what you did for the Back to the Future one. I got like 10 seconds into it.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
And so, like I said, it just becomes like your cat and mouse stalker game where like she's like running to a friend's house, and like I wanted to do like the serial killer, like he's not supernatural by any means, but it's that like that the slower he walks, the faster he catches up to you type of
Jason's teleporting,
cinematic type thing.
Sure.
So like she runs to her friends that she works at the bank that we met earlier in the movie, and he busts in and kills them in like 90s slasher like horrible ways. The next house she goes to, she opens the door, and there's a friend of hers that's just like hanging in like the stair, like she like bursts open the door and like slams the door, and was calling out for her friend, and turns around, like there's the jump scare, like he's like hung them from the second floor. And eventually, like, so for some reason she winds up like at the garage where Marvin works, and he has her like tied up, and he's like, why did you do all this, why did you do everything like that, and he's like, April Fools, and it's like, don't you get it, like it was there's another exposition dump where it's like, you broke my heart, I tried to be friends. He's like, it was just a joke. He's like, all your friends are in on it, so like the whole thing was one big joke. What?
No, continue. I'll tell you after.
And so then, he's like, don't you get it? And she's like, what do you mean? Like, this wasn't a joke. They're dead. And he's like, no. We staged the whole thing. And she's like, no, they're really fucking dead. He's like, no. I had this all planned out. And then that's when you hear a gunshot, and Marvin gets shot, and Mitch comes out. He's like, no. See, the joke's on you. And so the whole point was that they it was a twist on a twist. Like they knew that he was planning
double
this.
twist.
Yeah, exactly. And the whole point was, it was like, you know what? you're creepy. The relationship was over. Don't try and make it into something that it was. Like, we told you to stop. So they pinned all these murders on him. Type of thing.
So Marvin actually kills her friends.
Yes.
Okay, but Mitch doesn't think that. No.
Mitch.
No. Mitch killed all of her friends, but Marvin thinks they were all staged because he's like using a fake knife and stuff. Okay.
Yeah. So Marvin's just like trying to like lead her around town, and it's just supposed to be like all these jump scares. So he, unties Selena, and she's like, we did it, blah, blah, blah.
Man, how would you like to be that friend? Like, yeah, I'll be in on this joke. You're using a fake knife? Yeah.
Rid of my
It don't feel like a fake.
Yeah. So then, Marvin dies, and, Mitch goes to check on him, and Selena, like, comes up behind him and stabs him with a needle.
Triple twist!
And kills him. And she's like, I can't be no loose ends, serial killer motive type thing, try and tie up everything.
Sometimes you just need to change.
And so as she's like getting ready to leave, she's going to take one of their cars and is getting ready to leave, she gets in the car and, there's someone sitting next to her and she's like, we had this all planned out, everything's all figured, blah, 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 blah. That's when the guy's like, yep, everything's all figured out, no loose ends, and then he kills her.
Jesus Christ. It's like the fucking Dark Knight opening. No, I killed the bus driver.
And then he's like, so then he gets in his car and just drives out of town.
And this guy we don't know anything about. Yeah, he was just the last guy in the car.
He's your guy in the background. So it was it takes place on April Fool's Day.
Okay.
And the whole point, so Marvin was named after Marvin Gaye, who was shot on April Fool's Day.
Okay.
When they announced it, they thought it was an April Fool's Day joke. Mm-hmm. Mitch Hedberg.
He died on April Fool's Day?
When they announced it.
Oh, shit.
Well, there was conflicting things. Some people said it was like the day before, and some people said it was April 1st.
Gotcha.
And then Selena was that singer.
She died on April 1st?
Yeah.
Damn.
I just heard a quote of Mitch, because he's the comedian, right?
Yeah, he's a really dry comedian.
Yeah, like one of my favorite jokes I heard of his recently is that if he's not worried if Bigfoot's real or not, he's just worried if Bigfoot is just fuzzy in real life.
Yeah. It's like, you ever think that maybe Bigfoot's just fuzzy?
Or he's like, I saw a picture of myself when I was younger. Every picture you see of you is you.
He's like, I wear New Balance shoes, but they're old, so I always fall over.
So that was my holiday movie, and the title's Jokes on You. Because it's supposed to be like a setup, and I want to, set the trailer as like clearly like a rom-com. Like, I want to leave out I want people to go in the theater and like as the movie shifts, be like, what the fuck? Like,
hit their boyfriend. God damn it, you tricked me.
Yeah, like I want like people to be pissed like when they are in the theater and they're like, no, this is not.
This does not sound like a good business model.
Yeah. And then it sets up for the sequel. Like I said, you don't know who the complete mastermind is. He's the type of villain that I like, that you don't see. Like, he doesn't constantly run his mouth. He's too busy being like 4 steps ahead of you. And then you can make a sequel, and it's Jokes on You. Instead of TWO, it's TOO. Kind of like a Look Who's Talking. And that was my movie. I feel bad I didn't get as much as Adam.
No, I like it. I have questions.
Okay.
So what is the motive? So obviously Marvin's pulling a prank on Celine because they broke up.
Yeah, it was
like... What is Mitch's reason for wanting to kill Marvin, and what is Selena's reason for wanting to kill Mitch, and what's the villain's reason for wanting to kill Celine?
So Celine is a jilted lover, and Mitch is your classic, stereotypical, all up in Selena's butt. So he's like, yeah, fuck that guy, we'll kill him.
Well, Marvin is like took the heartache and is like, I want to win her back, blah, 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 blah. And like,
is the optimistic...
Goes about it like way too creepy.
Sure. Okay.
Like-
but unintentionally.
Yes.
creepy.
So Van
Yeah.
goes it.
He isn't.
Right.
He isn't like, I'm going to hurt someone. Like, none of this is his idea. Like, you can put all this like in the twist part where it's like, it was Mitch convinced him. He's like, oh, she really likes horror movies. This will be a good thing. It'll alleviate all this stuff type of thing.
Okay.
And you're just like switching back and forth, and then your main guy, his rationale, he just likes he's the Joker in the dark. He just likes chaos for chaos sake.
This is the guy who kills Celine?
Yes.
Okay.
Like he has no motive. Like it's just him.
Well, the motive doesn't come up till the sequel.
Right. Okay.
Like, so when you're doing like the pan over shot into the town, like something that you wouldn't notice on the first watch is you can have the mastermind's car, driving through the town.
Or you see the mastermind's car like through a second watch. You constantly see him like leaving the location or the car
like
parked
sitting in a diner in the background. Okay.
Yeah, and then like the shot as he's leaving town, the end credits is him driving out of town, and then the credits coming down and everything like that.
And he's like, "Hey, stop it!"
Yeah.
Oh, like another idea. Maybe we could also sort of show him where he's at mastermind thing, because there's one scene like in every movie where you're like, okay, just go to the fucking cops. So she's like, okay, she's trying to get off script that they have written for her, and so she takes one turn she wasn't expecting. So that's like the first major hint, because he like rams into her car and be like, oh man, I'm so sorry, I didn't see you there, and then basically force her back onto the scripted route or something like that.
Well, she would be in on it.
Well,
she's in on it.
He rams her to like, hey, come here and look at the damage, and then as they talk privately, because let's say there's someone else who isn't in on, be like, get back on the fucking plane,
Yeah.
Like, and then she gets back and go, oh yeah, we're just gonna he's fine, he's okay, he's not gonna press, and then he drives off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, what is Celine's reason for killing Mitch?
She thinks that her and the mastermind are going to end up together. Like it's her getting rid of him.
And she can't just break up with the man.
Because she's pinning all the murders on Mitch.
Gotcha. Okay.
Celine hired a hitman off the dark web, the mastermind, and be like, look, man, I got this creepy motherfucker who won't leave me alone. I got this current boyfriend, lover, who's kind of toxic.
Mm-hmm.
I can't leave him. Can you kill him? And the mastermind's like, no, but I got an idea.
Well, what if it's not a boyfriend situation? What if it is a married situation? If she leaves, she doesn't get any of his assets. So if he dies, she gets everything. So maybe that's like
and then
part
the
of her motive.
mastermind.
Part of her motive, like, I need this for the next part of my life, and it's so unfortunate that he passed, but everything went to me. Sort of do like a Black Widow sort of cycle.
I thought you were going to get it when it was the opening credit song of Why Do Fools Fall in Love.
I thought that was too obvious.
But like
Have you seen a movie called Cry Wolf or April
Yes.
Fool's Day?
I've heard it's
Okay.
Cry Wolf.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of that movie that has like Michael Douglas, and they buy him like a horror experience as a birthday present.
The Game.
Yeah, The Game. That's what it is. Yeah.
David Fincher. Good movie. Third movie. Alien 3, 7, The Game.
There's
Fight Club.
another movie that sort of got this plans within plans where everybody was in on the plan. It's about an art appraiser who gets tricked by a woman that he is led to believe has a fear of going outside, and a tech guy. Because
Brothers Bloom.
No. The whole
I
point.
wasn't cutting you off. I thought that was the movie you're talking about.
I actually can't remember it. Never mind.
Okay.
This is a sidetrack thing.
Okay.
You do. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna try to find it, Judge.
Okay, fine. You find it then.
Let me get off all my porn.
Well, we
So
can
much
see.
porn.
Well, now I guess we know why his pitch was so good. He's been studying a lot.
No, that's not
No,
true.
no,
That's
fair.
not true.
All right. So that was really good. I like that a lot.
Movie about
Cody.
Hey, we didn't fuck up this time like last time.
Yep. This is a much better me hosting than the last time I hosted. Okay, so Cody, not April Fools and not no Nut November.
All right. We open up. Somebody,
Camera rolling down a hill.
Yes, camera rolling down a hill, and somebody says, "Stop that
Oh,
camera!"
That's $10 million.
Is it this is a robbery, the world's biggest art heist? Is it a Netflix movie?
No, it's got the guy who played Captain Barbosa.
Captain Barbosa.
Yeah, from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Jeffrey Rush.
Yeah.
Oh, that will help. That'll make it easier. Okay, continue.
All right. So we open up in the middle of a big city, sort of on a December day, and it's sort of getting cold in the city, and there's not a lot of life in the city. It's like, yeah, like Christmas is coming, but it's still in the process of getting set up. So it's not a lot of life, but you see everybody busy going about their day, just sort of like rat race of like everybody's rushing everything. You see a guy go into a fast food place, grab a burger, like scarfing it down real quick because he's got to get back to work in like 5 minutes. Yes. Then we go to the next scene. Everything in this city's got sort of a grayed aspect. Everything's sort of got that gritty reality of like, and it's sort of just an air of dinginess, not bright.
So Adam. It's got an air of Adam in the city.
I'm not dingy. I take 2 showers a day.
Yeah, I'm kind of 2 a day.
In the morning and evening. How many you take?
1 every other day.
How many you take?
1, usually after work because I'm sweaty.
2 a day too? No wonder you guys always smell so good.
In the
one when I wake up and 1 at night.
When it gets really cold, I'll knock it down to 1 a day because my skin gets dry.
Let's say that's why I lube up.
But I pay out the ass and water.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of imagining like the color palette, kind of like 7, because 7 had a really grayed, washed out, very bland kind of color palette.
Yes,
Yeah,
starting out
so
like
Adam.
that. And then we see a lady walking down the street,
You see a lady.
and she seems brighter than everything else.
Whoa.
And as she's walking,
It's the chick from the Matrix, the girl in the dress algorithm.
I actually kind of want that sort of aspect.
Is that the right one?
Yeah, like the bright red dress.
Yeah, but not like hottie to that level, but to that degree. Everybody's sort of in plain day clothes, and what she seems to be wearing seems to be, it's cold, but she doesn't seem to be wearing clothes for the cold. She's not going in like a 2-piece, mind you, but it just seems like she's got a simple shirt, pants.
Is it like Turkey's Done situation?
You can't tell. So she's got long red hair, and she's coming down, and she's got a bag on one arm, and
Sophie Turner.
and she's just eating an apple.
No, let me think of some other redheads. Why he's
Karen Gillan.
And as she goes across, as she travels through the city, everybody just seems to be going about their business, and then you just see one guy just sort of sitting like on a park bench, not seem like he's contemplating something, and he just seems depressed. And as she walks by, she stops for a second, looks back, and as he reaches in her bag, grabs an apple, and is like, "Here, catch, have an apple."
No nut December.
No, let's give Allison Hannigan some work.
Hell yeah, Allison Hannigan.
Yeah.
Perfect, actually, like that kind of atmosphere.
Okay.
He catches it, and as soon as he grabs it and looks at it, he's kind of confused. And he's like, and then the next thing you know, the girl's gone. And he just looks and like, he hasn't eaten it, he takes a bite, and he starts to get a little bit brighter too.
Okay.
And as we go across, you see throughout this sort of like a fair map.
Is springtime your holiday? Is springtime your holiday?
No.
Oh.
As we go across this map, you kind of get like an aerial view, and it just seems like pinpricks of light in this grayed out city as this person's just walking down this path. And then you get to the final bit of where she gets to basically an apartment building, or is it an office, or is it, you can't really tell. It's kind of obscured. And you see that her bag's empty. And like, because before it was just sort of bulging, like it's a purse full of makeup and whatnot. But by the time she gets in, the bag's empty, and she gets in, and you see a calendar in the lobby, and marked the current day because mark past. It says "Eat an Apple Day."
Okay.
And as we go in, we go up to a four something. Can't see it. Can't describe it.
She eats an apple a day,
Something like that.
so she never goes to the doctor.
But we go up to a floor that we can't see the floor number, and we get
I'm
like
throwing out my A game here, guys. You guys are just like, fuck it. Okay, sorry.
It's Pearl Harbor Day.
Really?
And then we get up to the floor, and as we go up the floors, old-fashioned, you see in digital readout, as the floors rise, you see Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, and then we get to miscellaneous.
Okay.
And as we get to this floor, the doors open up, and it is utter fucking chaos. There is people losing their minds, paperwork flying comically style over like
Whoosh.
signs. You see a guy losing his mind. They made another one. It's like, so what gets replaced? Is this Beer Day now, or do we replace it with the more cultural appropriate Swarma Day? And then it is just a department for all the miscellaneous holidays that have just propped up over and over and over.
Is No Nut November in there?
Yeah, he's in the back in the corner, just sort of looking up the cubicle, just
Counting down the days.
Yeah, just counting down. You see like be back in 11 months.
Hey, go ask Frank now. We can't ask Frank right now.
And then, so we then get to this department of obscure miscellaneous holidays
Okay.
that are not part of the big ones. But then we get, then simultaneously from all the fax machines,
So this is like retro tech.
sort of.
Okay.
Like the idea I have for this is sort of like a Big Mouth sort of mental scape
I'm with you.
office building,
Right.
where these are sort of the manifestations of these things.
Right.
So it gets, and then it just in big bold from corporate up high, the board of directors decided your department is no longer relevant.
Oh shit. Who's part of the big board?
Well,
Jesus.
yeah. So you have CC, all the other holidays, Easter, Thanksgiving, Christmas,
Right.
and then at the very bottom, Martin Luther King's Day. And
Why's he got to be on the bottom?
because he was Martin Luther King's Day, it was the last federally added holiday
Juneteenth.
before Juneteenth.
So Juneteenth is the last.
So just to clarify, it's Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Yeah, my apologies. And
That's the same problem I have when people talk about
Maybe he was talking about the monk.
John Wayne Gacy, because it was actually John Wayne Gacy Jr.
Yeah, so we then get this report and then ripped up and
I don't get the joke.
Martin Luther King Jr. is the man that assassinated, the man that marched, the civil rights activist. John Wayne Gacy is
The serial killer clown, but I don't get the junior joke on that.
because it wasn't John Wayne Gacy. John Wayne Gacy was the dad of the serial killers. John Wayne Gacy Jr. was the actual.
Oh no, that's serious.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were making a
No,
joke or a
no.
gag there, and
No,
I'm like,
no,
I
no.
don't get it.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, sorry.
Sorry. I actually had that argument with somebody because it wasn't an argument. It was more of like actually, moment.
I gotcha.
And they
Okay.
just rolled their eyes at me.
And actually,
Yeah, it was one of those moments.
I gotcha.
I don't have many.
No. He wasn't a junior.
He was too.
Was he a second?
His father's name was John Stanley Gacy. You're only a junior if all three names are the same.
Continue. I'll prove it wrong.
Boom!
I'll prove it wrong here in a second.
all right. So notice comes down from the board. Your department is no longer relevant. Be prepared for a exit interview shortly. And And then it
Wait,
is-
does the redhead work in this department? I got.
Yes, because she's National Eat a Red Apple Day.
Oh, that's an actual.
Yeah.
I actually looked it up to see if it was a holiday, and
Oh,
it is.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so, and she's like, what the hell? And just the classic,
Everyone's stealing fucking office supplies.
yeah, like, people are going crazy. Nobody can find No Nut November because they think he's going to be able to stretch by somehow because he's more of a concept than a holiday. But,
Really trying to throw Adam under the bus on that one.
Right.
so a lot of the more obscure holidays are like, oh, well, this is just the end of us. But she's like, no. Everybody, calm down. I'm going to go talk
Have
to
a
the
red
board.
apple. Calm down.
Yeah. And she requests, goes up to the board, slams the door open, and is like, what the hell is happening here? Like, what is the decision? And you see all the big holidays. Martin Luther King Jr.'s on the end because he was one of the...
So this is like the Guardians movie, or the.
Yes.
Well, can our main character name be Granny Smith?
No.
She could be Agent Smith.
Agent Smith.
I was thinking some play on
Well,
Johnny Applesmith.
well,
So
also-
Janie...
Well, Granny Smith is a type of apple.
Well,
Yeah,
it's also
she-
a green apple, and she's
Oh.
eating a red apple day.
Oh,
She would be like Red Delicious or Cosmic
Yeah,
Crisp.
she would.
Miss
Yeah.
Delicious,
Miss Delicious.
Mrs. Delicious, whatever. Ma'am Delicious.
We'll figure it out.
No, Delicious is my mom's name.
So we get up to the board,
Agent
and
Macintosh.
you...
I like that. Okay.
And you see all the...
Applejack.
And you see all the holidays up there. And you see Santa Claus at the head of the table, all the other holidays sort of positioned around the board and like, Miss Red, I see you have some
No,
problems.
her last name is Macintosh.
Miss McIntosh.
Thank you.
No, it's your movie, Cody.
No.
Name it whatever you want.
No, like, I get
Okay,
that,
I want a deep cut joke. So when you see every holidays, you got Santa Claus football. Then you have Mike Myers for Halloween, but it's the actor Mike Myers playing the
Yeah, because
That I
it's not
support that
necessarily...
joke. I support that joke a
Well,
lot.
I'm fine with that because it's going to be like, it's not necessarily about just horror. It's about pretending to be something else.
Yes.
It's more like an actor sort of thing.
What accent is he?
groovy.
You knew what accent that was.
Groovy Santa, groovy.
Well,
baby.
the problem is we couldn't get actual Mike Myers to do this movie because
What
we're
are you
being
talking-
made.
he's-
Yeah,
like this,
impressionist.
He is
Yeah.
not doing anything. He can do it.
Yeah.
no, because this is being made by Universal, so he won't work with Universal again.
Fuck. Okay.
See, I thought of it.
Okay.
Can we have a bad impersonator, a bad Jerry Seinfeld impersonator, be the April Fool, so that goes back to a Fairly Odd Parents episode where they have.
Eat an apple day. What is the deal with eat an apple day?
Yeah, and so we get into this big
Should
board
we shag
discussion.
now or shag later?
We get into this big discussion
Okay.
about like the reason her department's getting cut is because it's not financially viable. You
Oh.
can't really hang an entire month on this one day that some people decided to make to sell a few more apples or to shine a light on this particular thing.
So does this become like Loki, where like she goes nuts and like kills them all?
No.
Oh.
And no, this is more like a think piece, so I don't know. So we get into
Don't
the
worry, I'm not the one judging. So you do.
So we get into the meat of the situation where all the big holidays are being like, your holiday is not financially viable. It cannot support an entire month. You don't build for it. You don't go, oh, I can't wait to next year where it could happen again. And you have like John Hamm basically being like Santa Claus explaining this.
Oh
John
no!
Hamm.
Can the head the main department be like the Hallmark department? They're all holidays, right?
Well, that's the thing. Hallmark's going to be like at the bottom in the fine print, like on like a lot of brand name stuff, like, oh, this is Lysol, and then it says in fine print General Mills or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's going to be in like not the top. It's not going to be the forward facing message, but we're going to find out they have a rider on the
Gotcha.
internet where they're basically secret owners sort of thing.
Can there be a scene? So it's got the board, and I imagine them, kind of like the Illuminati in Multiverse of Madness, where like they're up higher than everybody else, and you've got your John Hamm Santa, and he's talking about all these miscellaneous holidays, don't add up to however many are up there, and I want to be like, I picture a scene where he's like, do you realize how many of there are of you guys? And he has like an old school like scroll and like flips it out and it just keeps like rolling like cartoonishly where like it just rolls and
the crowd parts and it just
like it's only like something you would think like wouldn't like reach the ground, but like it just keeps going and going and going.
Yeah, because there's going to be a scene where Santa Claus, John Hamm, like that is going to be, how many holidays should there be in a year? 365 is logical. We have over 10,000 in your department alone. You know how many people share the same day sometimes? Oh, here's just some weird number or something like that. And you're like, you have so many people competing for the same thing, and there is nothing relevant about that day besides just this random little fact that you can find on a Snapple cap.
Hey, I collected Snapple caps.
Are they still around, Snapple?
I don't know.
And
I think so.
I only collected them in college because we'd get drunk and buy them.
So we get this big scene where it is shown basically where it kind of implied there's nothing they're going to be able to do. There's and so Miss Delicious gets thrown out of the boardroom meeting, and then we get this next scene where
Macintosh. Miss Delicious sounds like she should be in an Addams movie.
Well, if her name's Delicious Macintosh.
Then we get another scene.
Sounds like an old school James Bond.
Oh, Delicious Macintosh. Yeah.
Macintosh has to be her first name so people can call her Mac.
Yeah, there you go. Macintosh Delicious. Yes.
Then we get to
Hello
another.
there, money pussy.
Money pussy.
That's from something.
Is it?
Yes. No, I'm dead serious.
Okay.
It's from something. I can't remember.
If it's not an Axel Braun movie, I'll be shocked.
No, someone's doing a Sean Connery impersonation, and they say money pussy.
On accident?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, so we get to the next scene where Miss Delicious is at a bar, and she's drinking
An apple martini.
Yeah, apple martini, and she's like her fifth one, and she looks over to Ben. Pete, what are we gonna do?
Damn,
You're like,
she's a heavyweight.
I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do.
National Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Yeah.
I used to celebrate that every year.
And then it's like, and then like they're missing the true point. They're all caught up in the financial value. That's not the point of a holiday. The point of a holiday is just to bring you a little bit of joy in a common day situation. It's not meant to be a big thing. While those got to be big because of stuff, it's meant to brighten up your day from a dull and harsh world. And then you look over and he's like, O'Malley, give me another one. And then O'Malley comes up and you just stereotypical leprechaun looking dude. He hops onto a stool. Yeah, they said that about me, Holiday, when I first started. When I came to this country years ago. And then it's St. Patrick's Day that owns the bar.
Donald Faison doing the leprechaun.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's like, and so we then get this assembling of team of just a couple other holidays. They try to get No Nut November, but they can't find him because he's out of the state.
The Bureau of Miscellaneous Holidays.
The Bureau of Miscellaneous Holidays, and they're going to try and get to the bottom of this, like what made these big holidays that were about community, that were about bringing hope, about bringing joy to the people, or how they've lost their way, and then they get into the financials of it, and they find monetization, Hallmark, being the root evil that has taken hold of these holidays. And then we have this basically shareholders sort of meeting of a human sort of race oversight emotional spectrum that they are like bring their case to like the emotional spectrum beings that oversee just sort of the human nature itself.
I have a feeling this has to be animated.
It could be. We could do it in real life, like. And
what if you did partially animated, like Cool World style?
Oh,
yeah.
fuck yeah.
Okay, for some of the weirder holidays.
Yeah, fuck yeah, I want that.
And then we have then we have McIntosh presenting her case, sort of lawyer, Legally Blonde style.
I love how her name has changed 1,000 times in this bit. Okay, go ahead.
When she gets old, she becomes Granny Smith.
Legally Blonde style, Miracle on 34th Street to this group of demi beings, and winning them over to her side of that.
Santa Claus gets a bunch of letters dumped on his lap from all different holidays.
And that's what she does. She goes through the list of the board and showing this is what you all did not start off as what you have become. So it's like a Mr. Deeds. Like, did you think you was going to become this when you grew up? When you got this big? What is the truth of what you're supposed to represent?
Go ahead.
Could you do a scene where it's like, because you said Miracle on 34th Street, they're like, present me one person that cares about this holiday, and then you've got your stereotypical like little tiny Cindy Lou Who girl that comes in that's like, I care about this holiday, blah blah blah, and then they're like, one, that's all you have, one, and then like it like pans back and like you see like wherever they're at, like the streets are just like filled with people trying to come in and give like their testimony about why they care about National Talk Like a Pirate Day type thing.
Yeah, that's cool because like I celebrate some of those weird holidays. Like I celebrate Pie Day. Like I always make sure to have a slice of pie on 3/14.
I got in trouble on Pie Day.
Did you?
Because we had a math test on Pie Day, and I brought in ice cream to make root beer floats. And she's like, that's not round. I said, my cup is round. And so I got in trouble.
Huh.
A pie doesn't have to be round, does it?
So they shouldn't be, because pi r squared.
and then...
Didn't know you felt so passionate about it.
And then, so she'll do that. She'll do the small cases like that, but it's not enough to convince them. Then she brings in Hanukkah.
Okay, so
before heavy guns,
before we get into Hanukkah, can she like address some of the big holidays that have like changed from their roots? Because like Halloween comes from Samhain, Christmas comes from Yule, Easter comes from Auster, stuff like that.
Yes.
Okay.
Like that was sort of kind of like the mental part about it. Like, even St. Patrick's Day was kind of a holiday that came to be in our country because of how people treated Irish people for so long when they came over. It was supposed to...
But have you seen Irish people? I mean, it's a joke. It's a joke.
But it's
Are
like...
we Irish? Huh.
And then she brings in Hanukkah to kind of like show just like, you have an entire group of people, though religiously... have nothing to do with you during this time of the year, but they still have their own things that they do alongside you. They don't overshadow you, but they do their own thing.
When Hanukkah when Hanukkah shows up, can it be a group of 8 people?
Yeah.
Here, boss. We're here, boss. We're here, boss. What about me, boss? What about me, boss?
That's what I saw.
And I want like the end of this case to be sort of like, and thus I rest my case.
Mm-hmm.
And it's trying to bring light and joy to people's lives. And when maybe it's all they need in the day is just like, hey, I had an apple today.
And then Santa says, you can fuck off until you start bringing the amount of money I bring in.
So does it get resolved, or is it, is it like I rest my case and that's the end of it?
Let's the audience figure out who wins.
I think we get a resolution. That's this tone of movie. So we get where his heart grew 3 sizes one day and stuff like that. What?
Okay, so is the movie taking place over multiple days, or is it all set on this?
Multiple days.
Okay, because I was going to say, you end it with, that's my case type thing, and then, credits start to roll, and then you do a mid-credit scene where it's back on National Eat a Red Apple Day or whatever. It shows it it doesn't say it on the calendar, but I don't know what day it is. Say it's like December 1st. So like,
and then Frank shows up.
His arm, one arm is just
Yes,
really
yes, that's got to be what No Nut November looks like.
It shows it's
It is December 1st.
Okay,
Is it really?
It is December 1st.
That's awesome.
so it's it's got your stereotype where it just says December 1st, like real big tearaway, and then like it kind of like pans down, like there's like a red apple like sitting on people's desks.
Yeah.
So like it gives you your resolution without having to say it, like have a character say it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when you have Frank come out and he's just like, oh God, and like grabs like a freaking like giant arm,
It like squeezes shit.
grabs the apple and explodes all over the place.
No,
I actually think that would be the best part is you don't show No Nut November anywhere, and then you have him be like the last thing, and like I said, it's just that like giant arm reaching out and grabbing an apple.
I would get behind that.
Speaking of No Nut November, is the wrestler Big Show? Is he in Jingle All the Way?
Yeah, he's that Paul Santa.
I'll be damned. I saw that this morning. I'm like, is that fucking Big Show? Anyway.
Yeah, he's the I'm gonna deck your halls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, so that's what I meant by if technically it wouldn't, because it's all holidays.
Sure, no, I think that counts.
But he used No Nut November in it.
Well, it shouldn't be centered around it. So I think it sounds more like
Wow.
an Eat a Red Apple Day.
Someone is
So-
really, really insecure
It had
right
April
now.
Fool's Day in it.
Uh-huh.
So, he didn't even mention April Fool's Day.
Oh, okay.
Someone is feeling real insecure. Can it be called the Bureau of Miscellaneous Holidays?
Yeah, I do like
I'm going
that.
to say, what is your movie name?
I was going to say an apple a day.
Eat this, bitch.
An apple a day? All right. We can take apple a day. All right. So I'm going to go through all three movies.
And he's going to tear
And-
us a new one.
There we go. Here comes the ass
And
chewing.
the order is not indicative to who I am choosing.
Okay, hold on. Before you do that,
Uh-huh.
the money pussy is
Yeah.
from I Love You Man. Paul Rudd's character is putting on a tux, and he's like, "What's up, money pussy? You want to hop on my jetpack?"
Was this?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, because he's making
Was that
billboards.
outtake?
No,
Oh.
it's in the movie.
Hmm.
Sorry, I had to say it.
Okay. So for Hands Off,
November story.
So let me start with I feel like all three of you guys like are starting to write movies that are really aimed for me. So there's a lot of really big aspects in all three of them that I really liked.
Masturbation, redheads, horror.
I mean, you're not wrong. So for Hands Off, I really like the kind of the twist for No Nut November. I like the alien horror kind of aspect to it. I like a good rug pull, and I feel like that one's kind of set up with a rug pull.
Sorry.
I
don't like my rug pull.
I have questions on whether No Nut November is actually a holiday.
Oh,
but
man, I knew I was pushing it with that one.
I mean, you're pushing it, but I think it's good enough to qualify.
Okay, fair enough.
The kind of the thing that I'm worried about is how do we do that kind of movie in an R? Because to me, that movie screams like it needs to be an NC-17.
Do they do unrated movies anymore?
Streaming, you can do unrated. Oh,
Yeah.
you can do streaming, unrated.
Might have to be unrated
To be.
be kind of the movie that I would need it to be. But I like the erotic horror genre, which is sorely underrepresented.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah, so we added
Oh.
another one to the Pocket Pussy universe. This is Tales of Erotica.
You pair it with the Cocksleeve movie
That's what
That's
it
what it
said.
said.
Yeah.
from the producers that brought you Cocksleeve.
And they don't like to mention it, but the pedophile live painting movie.
They tried to bury it.
Yep.
Keep your hands to yourself. No Net November.
Yeah, for it was Who's Laughing, right?
Joke's on you.
Joke's on You, that's what it is. For Joke's on You, I like a good rug pull. So the fact that you're gonna like advertise it as a rom-com and then turn it into a slasher horror movie that then rug pulls me later, like I love good
multiple times.
I love good twists.
I'm gonna jerk it a couple times.
And I like kind of the inside nods to April Fool's Day. And I like the idea of creating April Fool's Day that is not a stupid comedy. Because I feel like every April Fool's movie is a stupid comedy of some kind.
Oh, here comes the butt.
Yeah, my thought on it is for the rug pulling to be effective, it has to be shot very, very carefully. So like it makes sense and doesn't just come out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And with that kind of ending, why is a very, very important question I feel like needs answered.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd have to take a real close look at the why.
And I kind of want, whatever your decision is, but the whole thing was like the type of movie that you can watch over and like notice different things, like the car, and then if like Adam and Cody were saying, if you put in the scene where like he hits her car or like he like runs a light that causes her to go back a different direction type of thing.
Right. And then for Cody, for Apple a Day, I love the idea of the personified holidays and like the department stores and the millions and miscellaneous holidays because I celebrate some of those. For Star Wars Day, I always watch a Star Wars movie. For Batman Day, I always watch a Batman movie.
What's Batman Day?
Batman Day is the day that the first Batman comic came out, and it is in September somewhere, I think.
You can only celebrate in 1935, 38, 39,
No.
1939.
Something like that.
We'll probably need to move this knife.
Why?
It's too much in reach.
What, are you going to stab me?
Not you.
Damn,
Tyler, I would move.
That movie, that knife has been there since we started.
Tyler,
Yeah, I don't usually sit
normally
on
he's
this
sitting
side
over
of the
there.
table.
Tyler, I would move if I were you. It sounds like he's coming after you.
No shit.
Let it happen.
So I like a lot of the like the build up, and I like the representation of all of the holidays, including like the evolution of kind of these forgotten holidays into what their modern concepts are. I really, really like all of that.
Here comes Cody. Prepare yourself.
My
He's coming in, no lube.
concern with that is like how much the climax will be, like how impactful that will be if it doesn't
I
leave
take care
it
of
falling
that.
just a little flat in the climax area.
There's no
But I like the
climax in
world
yours.
that's created. I like the kind of the way everything is shaped around. So, given the three movies, like all of them sound fantastic. There's not a single one of those that I would not go and see or find.
Can you put Daniel saying this about these movies? Compare it with the other.
Yeah, the one where I'm like, you all
Yeah.
sucked. All of these missed
He's
the
like,
mark. I don't want to see a
Jesus.
single one of these.
That
yeah.
one, that was adding the friend. That one's already up. That one's already posted.
Yeah. No, but I would want to see all three of these. So I'm going to go with the one that I would probably go and see in theater. And I'm actually going to choose Apple a Day as my winning movie.
Wow.
Because, and for Adam's movie, I don't think the kind of version of that movie is one that I would see in theaters. It's one that I would want to watch on streaming because it would be NC-17 or non-rated.
So you could have some.
It's like Infinity Pool. Like I'm still waiting to watch Infinity Pool because I want to watch
That's out.
Only the R version. I can't find the unrated
Oh.
one, and because I'm waiting for the unrated one, so I would wait for the unrated version of Hands Off.
Let me do some googs.
And because all of the advertisements would say it's a rom-com, I would not watch it as I would not go to the theater for a rom-com.
Mm-hmm.
I would wait till it comes out, and then like that's when everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, you have to watch this because it's got a great twist."
But we'll make a special Daniel trailer tailored just for you.
Oh,
Yeah,
But you're not seeing it as you. You're the studio head.
right. But this is still the one that I would want to go see in theaters the
Hand me that
most.
knife, Cody.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with Apple a Day.
Stab Cody with it, but hand it to me.
And it was a real close race. Like I really, if anyone else's pitches had been worse, I think everyone could have won this episode. So, Cody, go ahead and give us a winner's speech, and go ahead and get us our new prompt.
Well, thank you. Like, I really thought I was screwed when Adam came in with his No Nut November. Like,
Adam had a great
Which one's Cody's
pitch. It's so
microphone?
good.
Like, that one was good. I love the idea of yours. It was a little heady for me, but I love the idea of it. And, like, I'm just glad to win because I've been having an idea that I don't know if it'll go over too well, but I hope you guys have fun with it. So what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to make an isekai.
Oh, okay.
For the non-people that know
Okay.
what that
Yeah,
means.
Adam
So-
doesn't know what the fuck it is. So
Yeah.
explain it
So-
for Adam.
It is a very big genre that's happening in Japan right now.
How do you
Isekai.
spell that? So I can put it in my phone.
Isekai?
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Okay.
I what?
Isekai?
ISEK.
AI.
Oh, right there.
Yep.
The basic definition of it, there's more abstract meanings. Your character gets transported to another world. It can be fantasy, it could be science fiction, it could be somebody from a world gets transported to a different one, and you can do the opposite.
Yeah, so isekai is like the Japanese term, which is a very anime term, but this was a genre that was really big in the 90s with like Beastmaster 2, Masters of the Universe,
Technically, the
Kid
Wizard,
and King's Arthur Court.
technically the Wizard of Oz.
The Wizard of Oz would be considered an isekai.
Like, so those are some American versions. Here are some names. So just going to say the names of these. These are some of the names of some of my favorite Japanese isekai. Some of the ones that do some fun things that have a weird concept. In another world with my smartphone. So a guy gets transported to another world with magic, but he has an omnipotent smartphone that has all the knowledge that he could have on Earth.
Some of my favorites are Overlord, No Game, No Life, and Log Horizon. Those are some of my favorites.
Yeah, those
there
are
you
pretty
go.
good. Those are a little bit kind of samey. Another one is The Devil is a Part-Timer. Basically the final boss in like a JRPG, like the final Demon King in a video game, gets transported to our world, loses all his magic, and he has to work a minimum wage job trying to gain enough money so where he can fund his way of getting back to his world. Another one is I'm a vending machine in another world. A guy gets transformed to a vending machine and goes to a fantasy world where his powers revolve around him making items that would be in a vending machine that he can disperse that have
If it's
magical effects.
Japanese, it's probably Dirty Panties.
That is one of the things I think happens, but
You were born. I don't know why you hate Asian people. They like the same weird shit you do.
yeah,
I want it to be known I don't hate Asian people.
Overlord that you mentioned is one of my favorite. Right? Is a guy that plays a MMORPG.
Explain Tyler. I mean, I'm a super fan, so explain it to Tyler.
Basically, he plays a World of Warcraft type of game, and he.
Now, I like World of Warcraft, but Adam doesn't know jack shit about it. So explain World of Warcraft, Adam.
Seriously?
No.
Okay, so it is a massive multiplayer online game where you raise your character, you choose a race, class, go through the game, get equipment, do raids.
Now,
Game-
I'm a genius when
It's
it
an
comes to
online
race,
version of
but-
Dungeons and Dragons.
But explain race to Adam.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes, it's an online version of Dungeons and Dragons, basically,
What
in a different
is
world.
Dungeons and Dragons?
I will punch you in the dick.
So,
That's a hard shot.
on the eve of the game shutting down for the final time, he stays logged into the game until the game is going to be turned offline for the final time. And he's in there as his maxed out level character and his guild base that he made of all of his fellow players online, with all their NPC characters. The game takes over. He thinks he's going to get forcibly logged out. But no, he is transported into another world with all his abilities of his character and his guild's base.
So Tron.
Yeah, Tron. Idiocracy
Yes.
would be an isekai. Basically, it's any guy who is transported to an unknown world and has to learn the new rules of the world, and usually has some sort of insight. So, Army of Darkness would be an isekai,
Yes.
because Bruce Campbell's character goes back in time and with the knowledge, with a high school chemistry book.
This is my boomstick.
Okay, I think
He was
got.
pointing to his dick.
Yeah, so one of my other favorite ones that is the Red Ranger from Power Rangers get transported to a fantasy world, so he has all of his Power Ranger abilities fighting in like a Lord of the Rings universe.
Yeah, there's a Transformers episode where they go back in time to King Arthur's time. That'd be technically an isekai.
So you're going to get points for creativity. You don't have to do the standard one. My basic rules is get creative. You could even do a property you already know of, throw them into another universe and setting. You have the possibility of bringing them back later if you want to, but the general idea is it is a fish out of water story in a different place that is vastly different than their own.
Okay.
And you get props if you do creative stuff like making them a vending machine. Or do creative...
I'll stay away from the dirty panties. It didn't go over well for me last time.
Okay.
Okay. Well, so make sure you tune in next time for Previously On for our Isekai episode. Make sure you check out new episodes every Monday on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and SoundCloud. And make sure you check out our social medias at Instagram, Facebook, and the X.
And it's no longer November, so maybe listen to one of our podcasts while you're enjoying the rest of the year.
If you guys,
I do that on occasion.
Like Daniel might
Especially
be
when I come on and I'm have a big talking episode.
I tried, but I'm still not through the first episode yet. I get about 15-second intervals, and then...
Yeah. I think that's why a lot of our female viewers, listen to us in chunks versus, all at one time.
Well, it depends on the episode. If Adam's doing a lot of talking, it's just...
Yeah, if Adam and I are bantering back and forth, it's so close, and then Adam speaks, and it's like, oh.
Yeah.
And then so close.
We're big on the frottage kink, okay?
What kind of kink is that?
Frottage?
Frottage?
Frottage? It's like edging.
Oh, I had no idea.
Whatever you say, money push it.
Anyway.
Yes!
Anyway, you've been listening to Previously On, a Damage Control podcasting production. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Adam, push the button.